All right. And after
Was that the fun thing you had planned?
no, not at all. That was just a fun diversion.
We're good at those.
I'm just gonna
Go back to the living room and just lay on the couch and readjust your bandages.
I'm just gonna lay down next to Ryan
On the floor?
and just not say anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ashamed of myself.
You were sweating.
So
in
I
that
don't deserve the couch.
Oh.
Right
Very well.
I'm just gonna sprawl on the floor basically.
Grace, what did you think of all that? You are fully awake now that there's coffee.
You had some cozy coffee there and just in a nice mug.
It's like late at night, so you should probably work off your energy or something.
To be clear, the mugs are handmade as well. Those are another retirement activity that Rad has been partaking of.
My God, he's just in all of them, aren't they?
Yep.
Wow.
He's getting very bored very fast.
So do I, hear all of that going on?
You heard some. I don't know. Did you scream at all, Damien, or were you just doing the thing where you screamed
much.
inside your own mouth? Okay, so you heard him hum kind of loudly, but nothing like he readjusted the bandages on his hands again, applied more or something. So he's got a couple bleeding hands.
And kid level swears like frickin' stuff.
So what do you think of all that, Grace?
What's going on there?
Don't want to talk about it.
This is why I wanted you to let me clean up first.
It was in the closet already.
It was in the closet?
Don't go in all the closets. Not all the closets are clean. I gotta clean out the closets. Leave me alone.
Okay, but it was in the closet.
Damien, just say something fell on you, goddammit.
Can I just look at Ryan and manipulate him through telepathy to not ask any questions?
Yes. What's the reason for not asking questions? Because this is the flake. He's supposed to ask all the questions. What is going to motivate him to not ask questions?
Horrors that he cannot imagine.
Go right ahead.
That's exactly what I wanted when I decided what that sweater was going to look like. I'm so pleased with how all of this is unfolded.
Show how you're going to show him what horrors he can't imagine in one of the things. Are you going to place an image in his head and it's just like you getting whacked with a tentacle and just slamming the door?
Lots of tentacles, lots of eyeballs.
Does that motivate you to not do it or to do it?
That motivates me to not mention it, but then think about I might open the closet later.
Well, you did say never ask questions, so you might mark experience, Ryan, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ! There's a lot more experience in this session than I was expecting.
You know,
I think we've had more experience in this session than we did in the first session.
To be fair, I think he's just trying to manipulate everybody with his telepathy. So, and he kind of has to do it with his telepathy because it's a weird thing. Also, Ryan, how are you feeling about this weird shit going on in your head?
Also, guys, this is out of character, but don't bother the sweater. It hasn't been fed in a few days.
I feel like funny. I'm the bard of the party because I'm handing out experience as support. You get experience, you get experience, you get experience.
It's because
you are the Oprah of the party.
It's because nobody expects to be
Spanish Inquisition.
As soon as people get used to your telepathy thing, you're not going to be handing out experience anymore. So Ryan, what do you think?
It depends on my roles.
Well, I think what can I do here? I think let's see. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna.
This isn't even the fun part. This is just character interaction.
That is the fun part.
I left.
The funny thing is,
I left I left the part in here for character interaction, and I'm loving it now. It's so fucking hilarious.
I told you, horrible at rolling, really good at role-playing side tangents.
Yeah,
Damien's just going around, just obviously using telepathy on everyone.
What does using telepathy look like for you?
Here's an idea.
Just staring
intensely
at people.
Can I investigate the mystery of the cupboard?
I think you shouldn't get that experience for doing what.
That experience will be revoked if you do look.
I'm not asking anyone. I'm not. You said never speak of it. I'm not going to speak of it. I'm just going to think about it.
That's fair point.
That's fair.
Loopholes.
Go right ahead. Just do it. Roll investigate. If you fail, there's going to be something different.
Now I'm imagining Sean from Psych, his version of psychic powers,
pretty much exactly like
they're really overblown,
except they're real.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much that.
I love everything
real.
About that.
All right, ask one.
Where to ask a question?
Ask one question about that fucking closet.
Okay.
Revoked.
I assume this is going to be directed at Rad.
Either one, I guess. Depends on what question.
Mm.
I can ask the keeper one of the following questions. So
I have to answer honestly.
So we're gonna ask something because I don't want to force too much to be written about the sweater. The sweater.
Why not?
The sweater.
I love it.
You should.
It's the real big bad.
You have to.
It's the mascot of the party now.
You have to name it now. It's our Scooby now.
Okay. Can I go for what sort of creature is
the Scooby?
With the answer just being a sweater.
Yes.
So from the fact that maybe I see a little bit of fluff, right?
You see some fluff. You see some fluff on Damien. You just see some fluff. Wait, how are you investigating this?
I'm looking with my sharp eyes.
At Damien?
I'm looking at Damien. I'm looking at his hands. I'm looking at
the sweater fluff on him.
Yeah,
if you need a little more, the knitting needle is probably sticking out of.
Well, no, he probably got that out, but it's right. The mega knitting needle is sticking out of his pocket.
The mega knitting needle. So basically, that tells me a little bit.
There's a living sweater in one of these closets.
You understand everything.
It's a living sweater.
Oh god. And Delamy is just sleeping deeply. All right.
Somehow did not wake up at all.
Grace.
Yeah?
That coffee gave you some energy, and you feel like you should at least float around a bit, maybe around the apartment, to work off that caffeine.
Yeah.
Especially considering your small body. So, here's just a suggestion. Maybe go see one of your neighbors. Just one of your new neighbors. Brad, you see Grace heading out the door. What do you do?
I warn her not to hit her head on whatever fucked up chandelier I've got. It might be more antlers.
Thinking just you made your own chandelier?
I think I did, but from a more weird monster shit. It's a monster beetle carapace or something that has turned into a chandelier.
In your chandelier?
Yeah, let's go with that too.
I've been crafty lately. Leave me alone. I saw it on Pinterest.
You should probably mention at least who are the denizens.
Pinterest now exists in this 80s.
Well, let's think of a good 80s pun for Pinterest.
The 80s Pinterest is just a corkboard in the hallway with a bunch of pins in it.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
The pin board. Let's go with that. Yeah. So maybe you should warn her about the denizens of this apartment building.
Don't look in the closet.
All right, don't look them in the eye. Don't ask weird questions. Just they're living their lives, except for those who are dead. Just leave them be.
Well, undead anyway.
Yeah. Basically a general warning like that, but also I don't care that much. She can do what she wants. That's what I do.
All right. And so, Grace, what do you do once you exit the room?
I Actually, should I go into human form before I...
Whatever works for you.
I think I should probably do that.
Very well. You, what does you turning into a human look like?
This looks like my body just flashes in purple.
Magical girl transformation.
Yeah, like it.
Okay, so it's an anime girl transformation from the outside.
Hang on. Oh, from the outside.
So, imagine my body just goes, it turns to this purple, sparkly, blobby thing, and then it morphs into a more humanoid shape, and there.
And post the human art now.
Okay, this one actually isn't finished yet.
It'll be good. Shadow can post the full version whenever he gets around to editing.
All right.
It's a little warped from the coffee. Your transformation isn't as good as usual.
Well, no, it's just naturally not as good anyway. See, because she has yellowed eyes, a tail under her dress, and the lizard tongue and 4 fingers.
Ah.
So, at a distance, she looks human, but if you look close, there is something off about her.
Just a few things.
Interesting.
Damien and all 3 of you, what is your reaction to flash of purple in this?
Well, as long as
I just give a thumbs up because I'm just kind of still shook by my horrible failure.
You want to go walk around with her? Walk off the fear, maybe.
Sure, I'll go with her.
As long as no one asks me to form a contract, I'm good.
Well, you formed a verbal one with the team, but whatever. But anyways, all right. All right. There is one other thing I gotta do. I changed the name. We are now Welcome to the Monster Squad. That is the title of this now. That is the title drop. The title of this series is Welcome to the Monster Squad. Any objections?
Nope.
Rad has many, but I'm fine.
All right. And so Grace and Damien walk out of the room. Grace, where do you want to go? Across the hall, next door to the left or right?
I'd say next door to the left.
All right. And so you knock on the door. And now here's the fun part.
Hang on a sec. After Grace transformed, did Damien see human form? Did he just kind of take...
All of you saw the human form.
Okay. And this would not be strange to the others because of the session I missed.
Well,
Yes?
I mean, they didn't see her. They kind of theorized. They saw her human form first, and then when they woke up, they saw her in her lizard form, and they just kind of maybe theorized they were the same person.
Okay.
Ben talked about how it was disguised
she
or whatever.
She had a glamour, which is a term I got from...
Gotcha. And Brad's seen some shit, so he's unsurprised. All right.
I wanted Ben the whole time, so,
You can get your own bowler. You can get your own...
I've got a backstory involving chupacabras, so you know.
Indeed. And so, here's the fun part. Mm-hmm. All of you get to create your own neighbor.
Ooh.
Wait, what now?
Oh.
Now?
Each of you create one neighbor around Booley's apartment, including Rad himself, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You can add more to your. So it can range from stuff like mad scientists to vampire. It's either a good monster, good crazy person, or maybe a witch. I don't know, something like that. So you can just create your own neighbor because this whole apartment is the headquarters of the Monster Squad. And there are good monsters living here who just want to be not persecuted and stuff, and other agents of the Monster Squad that can potentially assist you or other things like that. So, Grace, since you went out there first, make a neighbor. What are they like? What are they? And etc. This is where I test all of your improv skills.
Oh.
I have an idea already.
And I'm gonna DM my idea to Rad for a moment. All right, Grace, have you got anything so far?
I sort of feel something coming together.
This is such a weird concept.
I mean, hey, it's this game is improv, and having some alternate creative characters.
That's not the weird part.
Oh, what you're creating is.
Yes.
I have a wonderful idea.
Now I'm kind of curious about that. Okay.
Well, it's your turn first, so.
Yeah. I know. So
I'm loving your idea. Go with it. Do it.
Right.
Do it now.
Thank you, because it occurred to me you're right.
But don't say it. This is Grace's turn.
Okay.
Okay, so I walk into a room.
Well, I mean, the door opens after you knock on it.
Okay.
Who do you see?
I see a tall guy. It's like about kind of tall, thin. Got this weird. He's wearing kind of a crystal knight on his hat, and I mean a knight as in the chess piece.
So he's got like a little horse on his head?
Yeah, like that.
Okay, he's wearing a crystal knight piece on his head. Like, is it like a hat?
Yeah, it's like a hat.
Is it like a mask or a hat?
A what?
Like, are we talking horse mask here?
No.
Okay, so it's a chess piece hat, okay?
Yes. And then he looks at me and he holds up a
gotta get that improv jitters out of your mouth.
Yeah. So he's looking at me and he says, "Oh, hey, I didn't know we." That's not the voice I should go with. Oh, hey, I didn't know other people around here played. He says, and he's like holding a big chessboard in his arm.
Chess.
Interesting.
So basically, this guy is a chess freak.
Hell yeah!
Interesting. What's his name? Have him introduce himself.
Okay.
It can be puns. I don't mind puns.
Okay.
Like, does he have
puns? I would have to leave right now.
Okay, then.
Name is a reference.
No puns, then.
In fact, Red's name is a pun, considering this is the 80s.
No, I was saying that, like, if you were not okay with puns, I would have to leave it.
Okay, so yeah,
make place where puns were not encouraged.
No, I'm encouraging puns here.
Okay. My name is Steve Keen. What's yours?
And so, do you join him in his chess? You said it's a crystal hat?
Yes.
What kind of crystal? What color?
It's like kind of a black crystal.
Okay, Interesting. Steve Keen, the chess freak. That's quite an interesting.
I missed that.
Chess freak. Okay. So is he like is he almost like a living chess piece of a man? he's like almost a chess piece.
He's constantly LARPing chess.
Yes. Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Does he have? Is the carpet in his room chess pattern? And sometimes he just
yes,
and he has giant chess.
King to D5 and walks exactly over to where that line is.
I like it. I like this guy.
If he walks around the corner of his table, he goes knight to E4 and just takes 1 step forward and then 2 steps right.
I like it. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. His bed is on E4, so then when he's going to sleep, it's like knight to E4.
And then he jumps onto the bed, and
the bed is his rook.
Yes.
The bed is in the ship.
All right, so how did he come to be in the Monster Squad HQ? Is he a worker there? Is he some sort of time-lost chess person, or from another dimension where everything is chess? What kind of origin story are you thinking here? How did he find himself in the Monster Squad headquarters as a resident?
Well, he was at this sort of board game meet sort of place. He was arguing with another person there over what is the superior sport, chess or checkers.
Oh, wow! No.
So this guy has a nemesis?
People have died over this.
So this guy has a nemesis, got it.
Mm-hmm. And so, as it turns out, the guy who prefers checkers is actually kind of, sort of evil-ish.
Are we talking
demons
like
prefer checkers? Like
are we talking? Yes.
Demon.
Are we talking demon wizard or demon wizard, or something else? Maybe Cthulhu.
It's always the plan.
Or alien, maybe.
You have to check, or listen. Puns were mentioned. That was a mistake.
This is just our punishment for mentioning them.
Yeah, I'm a punk, I'll admit it.
All of us are going to hell, which is where this checker guy is from. He is from the hell of checkers.
Nice. For Nemesis is checkers based Nemesis from Checkers Hell.
Yes.
And so how did he? What did this guy do to have this chess man become a resident of this place?
Okay, so
it's witness protection program.
That is a good potential.
Think upon what you just said.
Oh, you know what? That even works in the context of the game, too.
Mm-hmm. So
So the checkers guy is, but you know what? I should probably give him a name.
You can just give me a first name and just tell me the last name later.
Guys,
call him Blake Whiteley.
Ha!
Guys, is an alternate name for the hell of checkers the Czech Republic? Sorry.
Boo.
Oh, boo.
I apologize to anyone from the Czech Republic. I'm not saying
I don't.
I was concerned about our punning, but it's.
I don't know. I don't feel like we should go with that. I feel like that might be too offensive.
Yeah,
I apologize to any Czech Republic people.
Yeah.
Are you
all
saying
right.
we should check before we finalize these things?
Mother flubber. All right. That's
moving on.
Yes. Name of the Checker's nemesis.
Red.
His name is just Red. Is that 1 or 2 Ds?
That's not even part of it.
That's.
I want to say something, but I don't want to trot on your improv.
No, it's okay. But yeah, that's Red with 2 Ds.
Red with 2 Ds. Okay. So what? What is Chessman doing here?
So he's at this meet. He's running sort of not really running, participating in a bit of an unofficial chess tournament. And then this guy comes over and starts, I guess, raining on all of the other chess enthusiasts in the room, saying that checkers is the superior sport.
Mm-hmm.
And then that makes Steve not very happy. So he
was a heckler.
Yes. That's the word. Yes.
Okay, so Red was a heckler at this unofficial chess tournament.
Mm-hmm. And so Steve runs over to him in a straight line, just like
Oh, so he tackled him. Got it?
Yeah, and basically.
And so he became cursed to only move like a knight forever.
No, he can only...
Okay.
Not quite. He can only move in the... He can only move the same way as any other chess piece.
Okay, so he can...
So, like, he can only move a couple of steps at a time, like the king. He can just run all the way across the room in an instant, like the rook or a bishop, or he can jump around like a knight.
Okay, so cursed to move like chess pieces. I'm assuming this has to do with his hat. Does he have control over the hat, or is it random?
There's nothing else to it. That's just how he is. The hat is purely aesthetic.
It's just a fashion choice.
He just found a crystal hat that looked like a horse.
It's a kingly fashion statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Crystal hat has nothing to do with that. Okay.
He polishes it nightly.
Okay, now that one was good.
They're all good, aren't they?
Everyone here is making puns except me. I feel so ashamed right now.
Well, I mean, you made the name. I mean, you made the name puns. It's fine.
That's
Kiara, Kiara, you're just being our saving grace.
Yes,
It's 90% me, and Blake knew I was going to be this way when he invited me into this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm encouraging it, okay?
Pun master.
Okay, so...
So where were we?
You said he got cursed to move like a chess piece, and the hat has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so he... like, almost teleports to this guy who's heckling everybody else and says, and starts arguing with him about chess being the sport of kings.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that altercation got him cursed then.
Yeah.
Okay. Using off Steve. And so, you know what? I'm going to come up with a good line for this. If you love chess so much, why don't you become it? And so that's what caused him to get cursed like that.
Oh yeah, Red would totally do something like that.
No. If you love chess so much, why don't you checkmate with it?
You know, that
was a bit of a stretch.
It's a bit of a check.
Mate with it?
Yeah, we get it, but it's still a stretch.
Might need to check that one.
Hey!
That wasn't
Zinger.
funny. Why are you laughing at that one? That wasn't even funny.
No, that one was just a zinger.
It was very well delivered.
You got a
compared
checkmate
to Jacob's.
You say that to the Australian.
Exactly. I said it because he was Australian.
Okay, now that one's good. All right. We've been at this 2 hours, and we've only made chess puns for the last 30 minutes.
I told you, I'm used to 6 hours of D&D where the time for puns is built in.
Well, I think that
I play a bard, for God's sake.
Actually.
Thank God I have the day off tomorrow. Anyways. So that's Steve Heat. So that's his backstory. I'm assuming that we just found him like this, just accidentally teleporting everywhere and hitting into things.
Basically.
Okay, found teleporting and hopping everywhere. In witness protection.
And he sees the world as like a grid now. So
good to know.
Is he a good strategist? Can he think several steps ahead?
All right, here. Let me come up with a voice for this guy. Would you say he's nerdy? Or is more of a tall, deep-voiced guy? Or something else?
Probably bit nerdy.
Slightly nerdy voice. Hey, can I do a Squidward voice? Do you mind that? The only thing that comes out of my mouth when I try a nerdy voice is Squidward.
Go ahead.
Hey, you want? You're new here. You want to try some chess?
Chess?
Yes. It's all I love the game. Got kind of stuck here though without hopping around though. But hey, so you wanna play some chess? I kind of need someone to play with.
This is a freaking chess drug dealer.
You're a massive chicken.
The only drugs I eat are prescription.
You wanna play some chess?
I only eat prescription drugs. Okay.
Guys, he's a pawn dealer.
God damn it!
Snaps for that.
God damn it! That was a good one. Okay.
They're all good ones.
Too many chess puns. Okay.
He's up all night perched on his rook trying to pawn off his old bishop materials. Fuck.
Okay, that went on too long, Jacob. You know that. That petered out. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Grace.
Hey, nice to meet you. He sticks out his hand for a handshake.
And I shake it, hoping he doesn't notice the
four fingers.
Yeah.
No, his mind is too focused on chess. He actually looks up and fixes his hat a little bit, and then he stops shaking your hand. Hey, come on, follow me. I'll show you to my chess table.
Okay.
And so he turns around and just teleports and whacks into the opposite wall. And then on a table next to him, He sits on the board and sits down. Come on. I haven't played another player in a while.
Okay.
Damien, what do you think of this guy?
I'm just without words, honestly.
Can I make this?
Hey, you want to come in too?
I'm good.
Okay, close the door for me, please.
Can I make the spontaneous character flavor thing that Rad has beaten this guy at chess every time that he's convinced him to play?
And does Rad not know how to play?
No, I mean Rad has beaten this guy every time.
I know, I'm just saying, does he not know how to play and that's how he beats him?
I think it's like an effortless, like, I'm not thinking about it too hard, so while he's trying to think too far ahead, so Rad's just going to cut through the bullshit and win every time.
Grace, what do you think? Yes or no?
If you hate it, we don't have to, but I kind of like the idea.
I'm trying to think. Do I speak in character here, or
no? I'm just asking you, as the creator, has Rad beaten this guy every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Ouch.
Bless. And to be clear, Rat has always been very reluctant about playing in the first place. But of course, every time he wins, the dude just wants to beat him more.
Of course, this guy is still technically a strategic genius. So if you need, I'm thinking I didn't mention this, but I'm thinking all these characters can potentially be beneficial to your characters if you need help solving a mystery in a certain way. This guy is a strategist, so this can help.
Okay. I guess now would also be would now be a good time to mention that Grace has never actually played chess before. She has no idea what she's doing.
Then he'll teach her. He's not like that much of a elitist about chess. He's willing to teach new people. He knows the game can be complicated, but just know that when he explains it, it will be in a complicated way, and he doesn't realize it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So you're stuck playing chess with this guy to wear off your caffeine. Damon, where do you go? Further left, to the right of Rad's house, or Rad's apartment, or across the hall from Rad's apartment?
So I look around, and I notice a door that looks different from the others. It has a foggy window in it, and on the window, it says, Charles Xanadu Bones, private socket.
Could you spell that for me, please? Charles?
Yeah, Charles Xanadu.
And then it's just a typical Xanadu, I assume.
How do you spell that middle name?
Let me type it in the hub.
Fair enough.
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Yeah, the normal way to spell it.
Yeah.
No, that's zero sarcasm, though.
so yeah.
And the last name?
Bones.
Bones. This is going to be fun.
Charles Xanadu Bones. And then underneath it says private socket. I go up and knock on the door, and there's a voice that tells me to come in. And the room is very simple and just contains a desk and a skeleton wearing a trench coat and hat, smoking a pipe.
Is it are we talking Sherlock Holmes type detective room, or straight
noir?
Straight 20s noir based detective room?
Definitely noir.
Noir based detective room, skeleton, of course, and smokes pipe.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, technically he doesn't actually smoke.
He doesn't have lungs, but he likes the look.
He likes the look, so he doesn't actually do anything with it.
Give me a good example voice for him and the backstory.
He just sounds like a stereotypical noir detective.
And his backstory... Like that kind of thing?
Pretty much that. Something like that.
Like, I just thought of your papyrus voice.
See, I'm not... I was going more for the noir than the skeleton.
All right.
So...
I'm going to try... I'm going to do both, but anyways.
Basically, his backstory is that he was actually a baker.
Aww.
However, he got murdered horribly.
Ooh.
By a lich.
Yes.
By a lich. Okay.
So he was revived as a skeleton, but for some reason, he wasn't actually under the control of the lich. So he escaped after, pretending to be under control. He escaped and tried to go back to baking, but realized pretty quickly you can't bake very well when you can't eat anything.
So my big question is, like, how much dough does this guy have?
Ha!
So yeah,
he's not like a special reason he was murdered by a lich. He was just a random person murdered by the lich.
Yeah, he was just a random person murdered by a lich, revived as a skeleton.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so after figuring out baking is not going to work out anymore, he decided that the only thing he could really do was, well, he couldn't think of anything. But then he noticed a fancy long coat and hat and realized, hey, that's a pretty good disguise for my skeletal appearance.
Did he just steal the hat and stuff? Or did he actually? Did he somehow buy them?
I would say he stole it, but then later came back with money once he had money.
Once he had the dough.
Yes.
He has like the classic fedora and trench coat.
Yes. So, yeah, he started wearing that, and then eventually he met the Monster Squad and just became a detective for them.
So he's one of Rad's co-workers.
Basically, like they just assumed, actually, they assumed that he was a private socket in this case, because he doesn't have eyes.
Now I get the pun. That was a good build-up. I like that.
So yeah, so they assumed that he was a detective, and he just went with it and learned the ropes as he went. So he is the other half of Sean from Psych. He's the part that makes stuff up.
Nice.
I like it.
And I'm the psychic part of Sean. This was not planned when I made
That's
Damien.
Because this is fucking...
It just happened.
That's because this is improv. It's the fucking beauty of it.
It just happened. But yeah, that
does he have a way of going out in society without drawing attention to the fact that he is in fact a skeleton?
It's the long coat and hat. I don't know how he can be clearer.
You know what? It works for the Ninja Turtles. It works for him.
Specifically, the long coat and hat. The long coat is a bit larger than he is.
So I mean, not having flesh helps with that.
Yeah. So it actually hides more than a normal long coat would. So like you can see maybe like his feet and a little bit of his legs, and like,
I mean, I would assume he would at least like wear
his fingers, kind of.
I would assume he would at least wear shoes or something.
How about a scarf, like a good old Invisible Man reference?
Wear a what? Oh, right,
like
the bandages and stuff.
Like around a scarf around his.
Yeah, the bandages and stuff. I get it.
Yeah, but he's not wearing like that stuff right now.
I would at least he would wear shoes to mask the clacking of his feet.
Yeah, but not right now.
Of course,
he's in his home.
He's in his home.
No, and because he is like an exclusive detective for this group, there's no actual reason to have this door. He just wants it for the look.
He just leaned in with it.
I respect it.
He just loves he loves the style.
Yeah. When he was hired, he was like, okay, my room has to look exactly like this, door included, or I'm out.
Where does he sleep? Is it just like Bioshock Infinite? He's got like his bed in the side room.
I mean, it's like
he sleeps in the closet.
His apartment is like Rad's.
God damn it!
So he has a upper level.
Okay, so it's like
skeleton in a closet joke for 20 minutes.
Yep. All right. So
I mean, he does like to like when he visits people, he does like to step into their closets.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the joke.
Especially Rad's closet. How many?
Well, he tried it once, but then the sweater he doesn't step into Rad's closet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write down likes skeleton puns. You just leaned into that too?
Pretty much. It's just he's the only skeleton in like the area. Well, specifically the organization, so he just goes with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a pun, but like organizations have organs.
Which he doesn't have.
I do this to myself.
It's easy to get yourself organized if you don't have any organs.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Also, because he's a skeleton, he doesn't technically need to sleep.
Of course. I mean, that makes sense. He doesn't have anything to maintain. He's kept alive by magic.
Pretty much.
All right. So, what does Damien think of all this room here?
He's kind of taking it all in. I'm kind of surprised by the fact that it's a skeleton, but he has seen, whatever Grace was, and
a fey dragon.
Saw an invisible.
She's a fey dragon.
Yeah, so he's seen a dragon thing. He's seen an invisible man. He saw the thing in the closet, the sweater.
Yeah.
He's kind of used to the idea of things not being normal. So he's like, for a moment, like, wait, that's a skeleton. Let's just go with it. So he goes up and he's like, hi, I'm Damien. I'm new around here.
Hey there. He tips his fedora at you. My dude. Hey, he didn't say that. I'm just saying that as a joke. All right. What can I do you for?
I was just looking around, introducing ourselves to the neighbors, and saw your door and was kind of curious. So
I know, thank you. It attracts people. It looks fancy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. He sticks out his hand from the. He sticks out his hand, pulls back the sleeve, and wants you to handshake him.
I shake his hand.
There's a lot of like cracking from it. Like when you crack your knuckles, there's a lot of noises. So there's a lot of that because
it's not really clacking. It's not really cracking. It's clicking.
Yeah, there's a lot of clicking of the bones when you shake his hand. But you do that.
Well, hope we get to work together, I guess.
Yeah, you saw my name on the door there. What's your name again?
Damien.
Nice to meet you, Damien. Let's hope we can use our services sometime. It's good here living for free, right?
Yeah, well, I just got in, so I haven't really gotten a chance to relax yet.
Fair enough. What brought you here?
Worms and not being immune and being immune to a neuralizer thing.
Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. Those worms are like rats. They ain't fresh places, and then suddenly, bam, start eating someone. It's not fun.
Yeah, I got bit a couple times, so.
I see a couple bandages there. At least, you didn't take any.
These aren't.
I mean, yeah, you still got bandages on your arm from the bite.
Yeah, but...
and on your hands now because of that. What happened to your hands though?
Oh, something completely harmless. Just a little bleeding. It'll be fine in a couple hours.
All right,
I think.
Whatever.
Anyway, he's like, I remember blood. I haven't bled in years.
Yeah. Right. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have like a cigarette, like something to light this pipe, right?
No, he doesn't.
I know, but he likes the smoke coming out. It makes it look cool.
I think he just holds it.
Okay.
And puts it in his
mouth.
He blows
on the pipe and bubbles come out. It's the only thing
that
takes away from the film noir aesthetic.
I was trying to avoid the bubbles.
He doesn't have a bubble pipe. It's just a regular pipe he doesn't light.
It's just a pipe, but he doesn't light it at all because he knows that while he doesn't get harmed by the smoke, people have seem to get a cough when there's smoke involved. So he doesn't like to actually light it because it seems to be bad.
He's so considerate.
Well, he is technically a detective at this point.
Yeah, he would rather not create more deaths.
Also, don't worry, man. I like skeleton buns. You can make them around me. So I just be careful around other skeletons, though. There's not many around in the building, though.
Good to know. I was afraid that if I said the wrong thing, you might have a bone to pick with me.
Hey!
That was pretty humorous.
Can I pretend
me and Ryan are accidentally still linked through our minds?
You want to say you used telepathy to tell him that pun?
No, we were accidentally.
Oh. Okay.
So he just
actually said this entire conversation by telepathy.
If that is the case,
that's how Ryan is.
Rad is not amused. I think that was out of character because Rad has heard all these jokes a million times before.
Yeah, so what's Rad's perspective on this coworker?
On Charles Xanadu Bones?
Yes.
It just seems kind of a gimmick to him.
Just the whole skeleton forever detective thing?
Okay, you're just a skeleton. That doesn't mean you're a better detective. It means you're skeleton.
Hey, at least
he thinks he's overrated.
So Charles has actually argued with Rad a lot about this. He really does have a bone to pick with Rad about this.
Ooh.
They have debated this numerous times.
Debated what?
It's more Charles debating at Rad and Rad just going about his business okay, man, whatever.
Charles is trying to defend his credibility as a detective and as a skeleton.
Fair enough. Renee, Damien, just yeah, like I said, you can make puns around me. It's fine.
Got it.
They're a lot more entertaining to me when you think about it. Anyways, yeah, you have fun living here, I guess. Just careful about some of the other residents. They don't like visitors too much.
Good to know.
He's referring to Rad specifically with that, but he's not saying that out
loud. Okay, well, see you around.
Yeah, see you, man. Don't let a lich get you.
Don't plan on it.
How of everyone in this apartment building, they were told to live with the least hospitable person.
But he's also the one with the medicine cabinet of holding.
That's true.
And an air mattress in the bathtub.
That is very important. I mean, I don't think it would be hard for someone else to equip that way, but
he's technically the only one with 2 beds. Probably. Unless there's some other character that needs 2 beds.
And a decent amount of furniture that you can sleep
on. 80% of the closets in the building belong to Rad.
Wow.
He needs some way to fucking determine how preparedness works.
He's got panels in all of the hallways that he can just lift up and access everyone else's closets. They don't know, but they're there.
All
right, now for the 2 inside.
Yeah, can we get a knock on my door?
Yes,
right.
You know what? Let's go with yours idea there, Rad.
All right. Because
I'll implement my idea some other time, and I'll write it.
Yeah, for sure.
As a note, when they get the knock on the door, can I be walking up behind the people who are knocking on the door?
Yes. Describe the character, Rad, as you walk up behind this person knocking on Rad's door. As Damien walks up behind this person knocking on Rad's door, what does Damien see?
So I think I look through the peephole first because I'm untrusting. And then I groan and I open the door. Um,
I'm assuming I want to assume that your protection spells in your room are almost specifically for him.
Yes. I would say that a good portion are to keep him away as far as possible. So what Rad sees is the weirdest looking humanoid monster who's like very ominous. His skin is the color of void. He has horns and fangs, and they are not cute like Grace's potential horns and or fangs, but it's just a very like clearly eldritch thing. In the nicest hand knitted sweater I have ever seen. And the person is smiling pleasantly, just very welcoming. He's like, "Hey neighbor, saw you had some visitors. Just thought I'd drop by and see what's going on. You don't get company very much. This is Mr. Rogers."
Like specific, like that is actually his name.
That is his name. Is Mr. Rogers?
Is he the Mr. Rogers or not?
He is not the Mr. Rogers. But his name is Mr. Rogers. If you ask him for a first name, he will not have one.
Okay, I'll put that in. I'll put Mr. Rogers in quotation marks then.
Mm-hmm. And who this person is, it's a very is the nicest neighbor you ever did see, but it's a very Dinkelberg situation.
Oh no!
And while a lot of Rad, most of this guy is shrouded in mystery, but he actually started working for the Monster Squad around the same time as Rad did.
Like he actually works for them and not a resident?
I've got a whole... I had this 2 seconds after you said to come up with a neighbor, and so he started working the same time as Rad did. He got promoted over Rad many times. People like this guy a lot. He basically has all of the charm that Rad Booley lacks. And to make matters worse, he retired 5 years before before Rad, and has been thriving in retirement, just living a nice, well-balanced life.
And let me guess. And I want to guess here. And he's never come out of retirement once. Rad has
never asked him to do this bullshit. Ever.
While Rad comes out of retirement almost every other.
Yes,
every other weekend.
Infuriating. So it's a very Dinkelberg situation. But this guy is just a happily retired, vaguely monstrous eldritch being who inexplicably has taken on the name Mr. Rogers and no other name.
I mean, to be fair, Rad Booley is a mysterious name, too.
It's not a good name either, but yeah. And that is the situation. To be clear, Rad does not get along with him. Mr. Rogers is probably, oblivious to all hostility coming from Rad. As far as he's considered, yeah, they're good friends.
So, if Rad tries to, prank him or sabotage, he'll interpret it as a gift
or just find it funny. All right.
Mr. Rogers' apartment just blows up whilst he's inside it. He goes, "Oh, Rad.
Classic Rad.
Classic Rad."
And yeah, every fiber of his being just infuriates Rad.
All right. I'm going to give him a Ned Flanders voice.
Yes, I am aware of that character, and it also came to mind.
How diddly ho, neighbor? I got your friends a pie.
It's, I assume, the most perfect pie.
Yes.
Does he get along with Charles Dandu?
You said he gets along with everybody.
That's true, I did. They probably have the best baking parties.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. What is...
I would say Charles gets along pretty well with him, but he actually doesn't really like to be around him because he's so perfect. Because he's so perfect at baking, and Charles can no longer bake, and he can no longer eat or appreciate food.
So he's got some minor jealousy going on, but he doesn't let it show, and he's very kind towards him.
It's a Dingleberg situation with everybody in the building.
So like it's not like hostile, but it's just like, oh, that guy's too perfect. I'd rather be with the other guys.
The sweaters piss Rad off more than anything.
All right, and what does Steve think of Mr. Rogers?
He is, well,
I'm assuming because he's an eldritch being, he kind of thinks on a different wavelength than him, and so chess kind of goes really weird with them too.
Yeah,
so
much.
They're neutral towards each other.
I would say that Mr. Rogers is the kind of person who plays a game just for the fun of it. Why do we have to keep score? Let's just have a good time.
Can I make a suggestion?
What?
Yes.
So, Mr. Rogers beats them a lot in chess, but he is nice enough to convincingly fake losing.
I think he's the kind of
every
person,
once in a while.
Like, Mr. Rogers will not try at chess. He thinks they're playing for fun, so he'll play for fun, and it's not even that he's trying to fake lose, it's that he doesn't care enough to even put in the effort required to try and win.
Okay,
so... What I'm getting here is that Steve King, the chess neat, is the worst at chess out of everyone in the whole damn building.
That's kind of what what this is turning.
Meanwhile, in another room, Grace is beating him on the first game.
Charles isn't that good at chess, but he can still win probably 60% of the time.
All right. So Steve King is at least just kind of neutral towards Mr. Rogers, right? You think?
Yes, pretty much neutral. Mostly indifferent.
All right. Wait, did you say his name was...
Wait, Mr. Rogers.
Let me just double check. You said his last name was it Keen or King?
King.
K-I-N-G.
King.
Okay, so he's named after the author. Got it. That's awesome.
Yes, that's the joke. That's the joke.
I thought his last name was Keen, like E-E-N.
I thought the same thing, and I almost suggested Mr. King for checkers, which actually, if they were both named Mr. King, that would be even.
That'd be a Dante Virgil situation, I think. So how did they brought a pie? And so he's just kind of waiting there after knocking on the door, holding the pie.
Rad just stares at him and maybe subtly starts to shut the door so slowly.
Well, you never said you never said you opened the door.
I think I did say that I opened it, but
she did.
I am closing it so slowly that it's the kind of situation where you don't realize the door is moving until you glance away and glance back and the door is shut.
He teleports the pie. He teleports the pie into your room. It's sitting on the coffee table.
I'm just awkwardly standing there. Because I'm behind Mr. Rogers.
You see Rad,
because I can sense that tension.
You
the one-way tension.
What Ryan would see is Rad looks back at the pie with the most murderous look on his face.
It's hot dog pie.
Oh no!
Excuse me.
Ryan, you smell hot dog pie on the coffee table you're laying next to.